second chance points, and you just
Yeah, I mean, I think we have proven like this season we can get ourselves back into games, but we don't want that to be the case every game. I think, first half, the offensive rebound, sorry, were definitely what extended that lead, and I think it's hard to kind of, get yourself out of that. And, like I said, we have shown to be able to get out of it, but we don't want to do that. And I think that's what just let us know. It's good.
and just in particular the third quarter lineup there, just what was so effective in that third quarter where you guys Jordan?
I think she just put it on there. To play hard. That's what I want.
Back to the rebounding, in the first 2 minutes, they had 10 rebounds already. At halftime, they had out rebounded by over 20. Nobody called the timeout almost immediately. What was kind of said there, and then what was said at halftime to you guys?
You mean the first time of the game?
Yeah, very first one, and then at halftime.
I mean, just that it wasn't good enough. We, had a goal of Chicago, a great rebounding team. We kind of came into the game knowing that we have to box out and get rebounds. And I mean, evidently that's not what we did. So, this quarter time out, we just said it's not good enough. Half time, I think. Just hoping to have a tale of two halves and, obviously get that start like we did in the third quarter.
Jordan, offensively, you've been a lot more efficient today. You're 4 of 6 from the floor. Is that just a matter of being more comfortable at the WNBA level? Is it picking your shots? Or I guess what do you account?
I guess you could say both. The game is kind of just, I'm kind of letting it come to me, not forcing anything. And then it's just like being intentional on, the things that I work on outside of it. My game knows the same shots that I'm taking. So just being able to lock the shots down that I'm taking.
Probably a Copper had 29 points. Kind of what did she do that was so difficult to stop?
I mean, she's a great player. I think she got to her spots, and I feel like we gave away a few, I guess, uncontested threes for her. Yeah, like I said, she's a great player. It's going to do a better job. Sorry, defensively.
And I guess last one for me. Alana Smith has had kind of a resurgence this year, as being a fellow Aussie and everything. Obviously not today per se, but are you kind of happy to see that for her?
Yeah, for sure. I think, I was in the second job class as well, and I know, the first 3 years of her WNBA career weren't the easiest, and she obviously had the year off last season. So I think it's great. She's, found a good bit in Chicago. She had a great off season in Poland, and it's showing in her game. So I'm, very happy for her just that she's kind of found her, I guess, home, for lack of a better word, in Chicago, because it has been a tough journey for her. So she deserves it.
Players from 5 means that what the mindset when they come off the bench is to just kind of increase the engine.
Oh yeah, is that my mindset?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, every time I look on the floor, I want to give my maximum effort. And that's because the game was taken away from me a couple years ago, and it felt really bad. And it's like you never know when it's the last time. Playing on the court, so I always play on.
And it's kind of broken up by the All-Star break, but he's going this period of time without a win starting to weigh at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say that it is. I think, when you do have a break during the season, it kind of gives you a chance to kind of start fresh. And obviously the first matchup, Vegas are a tough team. Obviously we haven't played Chicago before, and it's going to be a tough matchup playing them for the first time. But I think it was a time for us to kind of just recoup and get back together and play how we know we can play. And I don't think that was the case tonight. But yeah.
As you just right off of that, you have so many young players on your team, one's sitting right next to you. How important is it to continue to play at a high level and give that full energy all the time? Because you don't want to be setting, for example, like even during these losses, right? You want to give 110% all the time on like kind of the mindset of having that.
Yeah, I think for sure, I feel like a lot of it does start, with me, I even have been with this song, this is my fourth season, and obviously was pretty terrible defensively tonight, and I think I just have to do a better job of, starting games better and kind of leading by example that way and not having, she come in the first game, come into these media sessions and saying the same thing or halftime saying the same thing. So I do think that a lot of that is on me because like you said, we have young players or less experienced players, and I think I do want to obviously be a good role model with a good example for them. So yeah, just doing that for the rest of the season.
How much of an adjustment for is this season? So this is the fourth year. The first year you win a championship. Last year you were with a lot of women in this organization. Yeah, obviously this year not so much. How difficult is that?
I mean, yeah, I guess it isn't a season that I am used to, but I think the past 3 seasons have done, like the people that I have played with in the seasons that we have had have done a great job of preparing for, I guess, this role that I'm in. So I definitely think, it's nothing that anyone else can do more. Like I said, it is more than me. So yeah, it's tough, but I think, Jules, whoever was in the teams before, the coaches before did a great job of kind of preparing for this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chris, how much did the rebounding, particularly rebounding factor into this game?
First, that's 9 at that point. Guinness at the top. Courtney was at 3 at that point. They had more offensive rebounds than the rebounds. And that into the game from Guinness.
You guys think the best moments in that third quarter. Just the things that went right for you guys.
We were getting stops, we were rebounding. They weren't getting as many offensive rebounds. We were playing pace. We were getting shots. We were playing some good basketball.
Obviously, you guys got another spark from like Saturday and that third quarter, but obviously late from this second quarter. She started the second half for you guys. Is that something that maybe you go to in the future with her starting
At the point guard position, why not? We might explore that a little bit. I think Sammy at that point had a lot of energy. Was playing, a lot of heart and was finding ways to impact the game. I don't want to Sammy, I want to put that load on her to get games at the point because I want her to settle in and get shots from the 3 and be our sniper with. She's smart enough. She's been in this league and she can explore.
and this is now 2 straight games for like Jewel where like she's like had difficulty just to just get a good look. The things that you're seeing and what can you do to kind of
I told her she's on pace to be. It's on you, Percy. What's up? I don't, it's a long season, middle of the season, kind of, we're all kind of hitting this wall, no excuse, but I have to do a better job of finding ways to get Joel better looks. She's seeing a ton of different differences. Teams being super aggressive on there, and he's got to find a way to sell her and get her some more free throws and some good tips.
and just the last one from me, just to that right there, like hitting the wall. You have a lot of rookies haven't played like this, well, but do you feel that a couple of them maybe are hitting something now in terms of they'll say, George, she's still
Yeah, I mean, coming off of a college season, his career and overseas soccer, you're playing the best of the best every single night. It does take a toll on you physically, mentally, and you haven't been in this league at all. It's an experience, it's something they have not experienced yet. And the mental fatigue is huge. At the end of the day, it's about us just sticking to our principles and foundations and finding ways to mind over matter sometimes and execute the fatigue. But there's no excuse. Everybody needs to decide.
In the last game, we talked about kind of pride and everything with the strong effort you guys had against Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Being proud of the team's effort. At halftime, you're out rebounded 32-10. So what was kind of the thoughts on the team's performance?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times the rebounding isn't a skill set. It is a desire to box out and literally do some basketball. And I felt that there was not our mindset around that wasn't sharp. And it wasn't only one of us, it was all of us. And I think the desire and the heart that it takes to go finish plays after just talking about how well we've been on defensive end, the desire was not strong today. And hence the early timeout to address it. There wasn't really a change after that. And again, it is with the team, like just these little details of him not going to be if I'm not going to be playing at a high level every single night. You can't just give us, it has to be effort in our learning.
And then because this season has been so much about player evaluation, how do you think it's in one sense kind of hurting the team not having like set rotations? Everyone, like you played 11 players today. Player like Kia Nurse was starting, now she's seeing a lot less minutes. Even sometimes joiners in there for a good amount of minutes, sometimes not play at all. How much is that maybe hurting the team in the present versus kind of balancing that with the long-term evaluation?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if someone on the court isn't giving, what we want, what I want as a coach and when as a staff, we have the ability to find, we will do that. I said it from the beginning, we're going to continue to find players or a rotation to that we do exactly what we're asking. I don't know if there's going to be that rotation because would Gabby back, but it's tough. I want to get her comfortable, but also talk about growing our young point guards, and because of that, whether it's hurting them, I'm not sure that it's hurting them. If consistently that there's going to be an opportunity to play as a coach is going to play, and we're not in a situation where honestly, the things that we do well sometimes and
Chicago had been struggling coming into this game, and they kind of went through, an abrupt coaching change with James Wade just leaving the team. As both, because you've gone through this as a player and when you took over for the Storm, in the middle of the season, kind of talk about maybe the challenges for teams that are having to go, it's kind of like where a coaching change happens for them. Right. And so kind of talk about the challenges as a player and then even your experience as a coach where you had to take over.
Challenges as a player when it happened, I think you have to show up the same. I mean, there isn't much difference in the situation that when it happened, the system doesn't really change because you play the entire system. Voice changes. But your effort, your professionalism, your work every day does not change. The challenge is to maybe adjust to a different voice in your leadership, but as an individual and as a pro, just the same. Maybe the challenge was at that moment, needed to, we're trying to make the playoffs and, a little bit more pressure. We buckled down and found out what to do, as a coach. The challenge of taking over, at a specific moment is just from going from one seat to the next, everything, you're not focused on one thing. I was focused solely on offense in my role. As the head coach, you have to focus on a lot of things, but rely on your assistants to help in those moments. So, the amount of preparation is different. What you do is different, and to coach, mental coaches. Whether that is a job, this continue. I just continue.
You all start right. Do you sense this stretch without waiting to go?
Yes. So I know it's 20 minutes. We've the goal is not to we've taken away the mindset of which we have to get this win. It's not our day-to-day goal. It's not our tangible goal. Our tangible goals is are we getting better each and every day? Are we sticking to what's giving us success? Specifically, are we taking care of the ball? Those are our tangible goals, and based on those, that's going to indicate, are we moving in the right direction? So, yes, losing weighs heavily on everyone at some point, but the thing that we should think about is that in numbers, but statistically, tangibly, the things that are tangible are
So address this, because there is a limited day online on Thursday doing progress towards that. I think there was a setback.
Yeah, because that's part of our growth and our goals is that every single day we get 1% better than we did today. So that is disappointing to know that we play so strong against the top team and we come out and we play strong against a team that, is very similar to us in our statistics.